By reading the title of the video, y'all gonna say, yes, somebody actually did it. They finally did it after 70 years. I'm joking, but still. I was the first to do it, so everybody else who copies me, I was the first. So, the reward goes to me. But this what if is, what if Deku was Danny Phantom? Or had Danny Phantom's powers? Now, this is how it goes. Throughout school, everything was the same. Everything, okay? Until the notebook incident. Basically, what happened with Deku was, Bakugo took the notebook and threw it down the stairs. Now, the stairs, it went down to the basement. While going down, after class, Deku ran down the stairs to go grab his notebook, right? And it hit a button with pew, and basically nobody heard it because they were back in class. And Deku, and when he looked, he saw some stairs leading downstairs. So he's like, "Oh, my notebook fell down there." Because you might think, "Oh, this is the basement for like food and stuff." So he went downstairs, walking, and he sees his notebook, and it fell on some type of suit. He's like, it might fit. Let me try it on. He puts it on, and then he like walks around, and then he sees a green piece of electricity going zoom. So he looks, and he sees a portal that, what's the word? A portal that starts flashing on and off and on and off. And basically, he walks inside of it, just like, what is that flash? Is it like a broken wire? He's trying to see. So while walking, he stretches out because the suit is a little tight on him, and he presses a button, and the entire thing goes on. And basically, yeah, he gets ghost powers, y'all. He gets ghost powers. While getting ghost powers, what happens is, he basically falls asleep. Now, the sludge villain, All Might wouldn't catch him yet because All Might would have messed up, and the sludge villain will be extra slow this time. So basically, Deku wake up 30 minutes later, okay, still there, saying, what happened? And basically being confused. He was like, what happened? So he started walking around and looking. It was like, So, nothing happened. But then he finds himself, he looks at his phone, and he looks, and he sees that his hair's turned white. And he has a black suit on. He's like, what the? And he's all confused, and he's scared. He's like, what the? The suit's not coming off. And he starts worrying, and he starts going crazy. Now, while going crazy, he grabs his bag. He grabs his bag. He runs, right? And then for some reason, he runs right through the wall. And he's like, what? Wait, that portal might unlock my Quirk. Number 2 though, the portal is broken because it cannot be fixed no matter what you do. You can be the smartest person in the My Hero Academia, still can't fix the portal, okay? I'm purposely doing this so there's nobody saying, oh, I'm gonna use this portal to get ghost powers also. Yeah, no, they ain't happening. Deku's the only one with ghost powers in this universe. Now, back to the story. He walks through, he's like, oh, I'm gonna unlock my Quirk. Yippee! And he jumps super high, like, oh, I have super jump. Yeah, how do I land this? And he starts to land, and he starts levitating. He's like, whoa, I can fly too? And it's like, what else can I do? And basically he starts like running. He's like, whoa, I'm fast-ish. And he starts running, and he's running. And then like he's like, okay, calm down. You have a Quirk, and you have so many cool Quirks. And basically, while that's happening, he's breathing again, and then he turns back to normal and starts walking like, oh, that was so cool. So I just have to calm down when I want my Quirk to turn off. Okay. And basically, we're going to, the sludge monster comes, right? And he's like, blah, 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 and he grabs Deku. And he starts suffocating Deku. Deku starts worrying, and his anxiety is going crazy. And then, boom, he transforms. And then somehow he phases through the sludge monster. Not like, how would I put it? He doesn't do it like consciously. It's like his body naturally does it like whoosh. And then the sludge monster's like, what? Get over here, kid. And he keeps trying to. And then Deku's like, maybe I should punch him. And he punches the sludge villain. I know what y'all by saying. Deku's hands got stuck, right? No. He punched him so hard that he yanked his hand out at the same time. So it was like, sploosh, Shoryuken. And the sludge monster got slapped into the wall. Bam! He was flat like a pancake. And basically he was like, what should I do? He starts running, and he starts punching it even more. And he stops and he's like, oh, finally. And he calms down again. But his quirk has a time limit sometimes if he uses too much power. And he gets basically, what's the word? The sludge monster attacks him. And goes slam, and it grabs him, okay? And it's like, oh no, I can't use my quirk. And All Might jumps out, I am here. Detroit Smash! And he punches so hard, something goes flying, and then All Might puts him in a bottle because the wind pressure made Deku fall asleep. Now, while asleep, Deku wakes up. He's like, whoa, what happened? He's like, I saved you, and you protected yourself very well. What is your quirk? He's like, well, I just unlocked my quirk. And he's like, what, just now? No, I was like downstairs in a basement, and yeah, I just unlocked my quirk. And he's like, oh, okay. Well, what is your quirk? And he's like, I don't know what it is, but it's like I can fly, super strength, and I can phase through solid objects. And he doesn't know he can possess people yet. Okay, but yeah. So what happens next is All Might knows that he's such a good kid, right? But while they're talking for a good while, and the Slitville escapes, going through the sewers. He's like, well, they're here. Well, they're distracted. Let me go. And he starts sliming away. Because All Might, he didn't have the top on correctly. So basically what happened was, the Slitville kept moving back and forth and bursted out and went down the sewer. And I was like, oh my god, I have to go catch him again. And basically he jumps away. And Deku's like, oh man, I didn't get him inside my book. Right? So he goes walking, like, dig, I bet All Might, but I can't get him inside my book. And he keeps walking, and he hears a kaboom! And he goes, runs over there and says, oh, this might be a new villain I can study and see their powers to see if I can defeat them. Like, if I can control my quirk one day. And basically, what happens is, he walks over, and he sees the Sludge. He's like, oh my god, he's right here. Oh, I wish I had All Might. I'm about to call him, tell him he's here. Basically, All Might is in the background, like in the crowd, and like watching, because he knows he can't do anything. And basically, he realizes it has a kid, and he's like, who is that? It's a Bakugo. And Deku's like, oh no. That's what happens inside his head. He doesn't know what that means. But then his entire powers activate. Because when you see somebody in danger, he thinks, I have to protect him. Basically, inside his head, he's like, I have to save Bakugo no matter what. And so his powers activate. When Deku needs it, or when he learns how to activate it forcefully, it activates. And basically, that's what happened. He needed it to save Bakugo. So flying at fast speeds, he grabs Bakugo and phases right through the sludge villain. Bakugo's like, what? How do you have what? And then before Bakugo can finish his sentence, Deku flies off and punches the sludge villain in the face. Bam! Bam! Pow! It looks like a comic book, y'all. And basically what happens next is, let's see. That electric guy, right? He zaps the sludge villain, knowing that he has no hostage, and basically fires him, and basically he's knocked out. Everybody applauds Deku for saving this kid. And he's on the news, and everybody's like, yeah, my quirk is like multiple powers. It's like, okay, cool, yeah. Basically, he turns back to normal, and like, whoa, that's so cool. And All Might comes at the end after everybody left. It says, young man. The way you were out there while nobody else could help, you are a true hero. And basically, it tells them about one for all, and then they go train. Now, I could easily be like, okay, he gives it to Ghost Deku because Ghost Deku is strong enough to contain one for all, but that would be a bad thing. Now, I know what y'all might be saying. How would that be a bad thing? Well, Deku's half human, half ghost. And as we know from Dark Nanny, the ghost self can live without the human self. So say if somehow somebody makes a device to separate Ghost Daddy and Deku. Sorry, Ghost Deku and regular Deku. One for all would be inside of Ghost Deku. So basically, Deku could have passed it on unless he was in his ghost form. Number one. Number two, if his ghost form became evil like Dark Daddy, it would have one for all. So that's not a good thing. So that's why I'm giving it to regular Deku. Regular Deku is going to have one for all, but he's able to add to his ghost powers. That's how it's gonna go, y'all. But yeah. So since that's happening, he does the training, and while training, he actually learns how to use Ghost Beam, and it was completely by accident. He was like angry one day because he stepped his toe, it hurt a lot. And basically, when it turns into his ghost form, it hurt a lot even more because he was running on it. And then basically, he's like, ah! And he sticks out his hands and shoots energy beams. And it's like, pew! And it breaks right through the what's the word? Breaks right through a refrigerator, completely right through it, pew! And all but shook. He's like, whoa, such power. Basically, at the end, Deku goes to the achievement form, and he gets the hair and he digests it. But now he's going to the thing. And while there, he's like, Bakugo actually walks up to him and says, even though you have some type of new crazy quirk, you still won't be able to beat me. And Deku's trying to be like, and basically Deku's about to fall. He's about to activate his power because over the time he learns how to activate it. But while he's about to fall, he's like, phew, he's about to fall. He is all about to fall. He's floating. And he's like, wait, can I float without my power? And he's like, oh, I'm sorry, but I used my quirk on you. It was Uraraka. And yeah, that's what happened. But after that, Uraraka said, good luck, and they left. And Deku on the written exam got like a good grade, let's say above average this time, cause he studied a lot. Because he knows that even though he has a quirk, he still has to study. Because if he gets like an F on the written exam, they won't let him in. So after that, he goes to the what's the word? Yeah, he goes to the area, and they start down the timer. 3, 2, 1, go! Everybody starts running. Deku he activates his power, he transforms, and starts flying, shooting beams from the sky, breaking all the robots. Pew 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 pew. Bakugo's down on the ground, mad. He's like, that nerd lucky his quirk so late, and now he's so powerful. Basically, Deku's able to use 10% of One for All. Okay, I say 10% because his ghost powers lets him use it. Basically, regular Deku can only use 5%. This Deku uses 10%. Now, this is how the story's gonna go. After destroying a lot of robots, everybody says 0% robot, and the robot tries to like it literally does this. It takes his hands and claps Deku. Okay, it claps him. Everybody's like, is he dead? And he's like flies above it, because he just faced through it. And everybody's like, what the? Whoa, that's so cool. And basically, Deku hears somebody say, help! And he flies down and faces Uraraka out the damage. And she's running away. He's like, Deku's like, I got this. And basically, he uses 10% of One for All and charges it in his hands, right? Then he takes the energy, his ghost energy, and charges it in his hands also. And then he shoots it out. Two massive beams. So it goes right through the robot's face. A giant hole just there. And the robot's like, and Deku thinks he defeated it, but for some reason, the robot literally had enough energy to do one more slap. And it almost crushed Uraraka. So Deku had to go so fast. He flew so fast that he went straight and knocked Uraraka to the ground. And everybody was like, oh my god, he saved her twice. Yeah, everybody applauded him, like, good job. But then they forgot they had the timer and they started running again. Everybody stop where you are. Stop destroying robots. I was like, oh shoot. That's how everybody was. I'm like, dang it. We're so caught up in that guy. We forgot we had to get points. But everybody who passed, and then he gets his letter. He got first place. And everybody else in the world, everybody in the school knows that he got first place. So when he goes to school, everybody's like, hey y'all, it's the kid that saved that girl twice and he got first place. And Bakugo goes full speed, about to punch Deku right in the face. And then Deku's like, phew, he's non-consciously turns into a ghost and faces right through his fist, and Bakugo goes right through the window. It's so funny. It's like, phew. It's like, wait, what? And then Deku flies to the ground and picks up Bakugo and throws him back in. He doesn't throw him to a window, but he like puts him back in. Bakugo's like, you nerd! Yeah! And he keeps trying to punch him, but you can't punch a ghost. And yeah, unless you are a ghost. But that keeps happening, and Bakugo's getting madder and madder every second. It's like, so what happens next is, let's see. Yeah, I forgot his name. Mr. Aizawa, yes, he says, okay, we're doing Quirk assessments. Everybody's like, what? But are we supposed to go to the thing? And it's like, no, we're gonna do Quirk assessments because whoever fails gets expelled. Everybody looks shook, and they're like, okay, they put out other things. But for Deku, he's like, he has to tell him like, I can't because like every time I do, I transform. It's like, oh, well, it really doesn't matter to me. And so basically he transforms, and he starts flying. He flies faster than Bakugo. Okay, so Bakugo, he flies faster than him. And everyone's like, why does he have a tail when he flies? Like, you can see a tail just flinging in the wind. Like, wow. And he's like standing, like, and then Ida takes note of this. And like, he's like, basically Ida's thinking about him. Like, he can fly, he has a tail, he can phase through objects. There's one more thing. If he possesses another person, that means he's a ghost. I'm sorry, I've been watching a little bit too many horror movies, but it's funny just to see that. And Ida is like thinking about this, right? It is like, ready, go, and he wasn't paying attention, so he has to start running even faster. He did receivable burst, it went even faster, okay? And he had to go even faster, and he almost lost, but yeah. So that's happened. Let's see what else happened. Everything else, Deku got second. Except for Strength. Strength, he got first because he was stronger than most people with his ghost form. Now the ball throw, he got second. Okay. But side to side lunges, yeah, he got second with that. But ball throw, this is how it went. Deku did 10% of 1% all in his arm. And then he added his ghost beam around it. So around the ball, it was collected in ghost energy. And he went back and he whoosh, and went far, and by far I mean far. And basically, since he put ghost energy on there, somehow he's able to control it like a spirit ball, and he basically flung it even higher. Everybody's like, whoa, it went even further. Yeah, because it looked like it was about to hit the ground. It was like, yeet, and it went up higher. So since it went higher, everybody's like, whoa, this is so cool. And so that's what happened. And Bakugo was even madder. He's like, yeah, because he got more than Bakugo. Bakugo was about to come over there to explode his face. And as Aizawa turns off his quirk, he's like, we're not going to have fights in my classroom. In a bored tone. And I mean Toad, sorry y'all. I was just a little excited to bring this out so early. But yeah. So we go to the USJ attack. Well, no, sorry. I always skip that little hero versus villain fight. I'm sorry about that. To me, it's really not important because we know Deku's going to win easily. Because he faces right through the ground and touches the bomb before they can even see him. So, yeah, that's why I skip it most of the time. Literally, but it's not useful. But let's go to the USJ. The USJ attack. Everybody's there. They're about to do the thing, and the portal opens up. Deku actually was chosen instead of he was supposed to be going. So basically, what happened was Deku left. He was so fast. It was like 100 miles per hour because he was rushing. Like he knew people were in danger. So he got All Might. He flew back even faster. All Might was trying to catch up. Yes, I mean, I'm joking. Basically, All Might and Deku, it was like a race because they were so running so fast. Well, All Might was running. Deku was flying. Deku was flying so fast, and he's like, wait a minute. And he takes his hand and it's energy boost, and it goes even faster, and he flies right through the thing. He sees Aizawa getting crushed, and he's like, no, get off my teacher. And basically he possesses the Nobu. Now, the Nobu turns around to Shigaraki and grabs him by the throat and yeets him all the way into the forest, okay? Like, you know that little place where they had the trees? He yeeted him all the way over there. And Shigaraki's like, what happened? It's like, he's like, what happened? And he's like, my Nobu is not listening to me. He's like, oh God, I remember this name now because one of my people in my comments told me that his name was Shigaraki, but then I forgot the other one. Tokugi. Hold up, I have to remember this, y'all. I'm sorry. Let's see. What's his name? Kubagiri, that one right there. Kubagiri. let's get out of here. Because basically this Nobu, okay, was rogue, okay? They're like, Kumagiri, take the Nobu with you. And basically Deku flies out and he's like, whoosh. And Ida runs down and is like, you are a ghost. And everybody's like, what? He's a ghost? What? That just plays all his weird powers? Yeah, and everybody's like, yeah. And basically, Todoroki's like, if he is a ghost, then dodge this. Because he basically saw the Nobu, and he thinks that Deku did. He think Deku was like the soul of the Nobu, because he was thinking, how would they know? Because look, so y'all know they had a trade. They said they had a trader, and how did they get to know that all this was gonna happen, right? Basically, everybody thinks it was. Well, Todoroki thinks it was Deku, and by thinking it was Deku, he tried to attack Deku to see what he would do. Would he attack him or would he dodge it? And basically, he dodged it. It was like, I'm not the spy or whatever. It's like, yeah, I just have ghost powers. That's it. And like, oh, okay. And basically, he's like, he was just leaning on the ice, right? But with two hands, like, oh, so tired. And then like, there was a blue light emanating from his hands, right? But he doesn't know what that meant. It might have just been like his energy, his green energy, reflected off the light in a weird way. And that's what happened. And all my ride is like, young Midoriya, you even surpassed my speeds. And he's like, oh yeah, I took care of the villain. And he's like, wait, what? You did it? He's like, yeah, I did. Everybody explains what happens, and everybody's like, Deku's the hero, and the Bakugo's still mad. So basically, Bakugo wants to have a duel against Deku because that little thing over there. Yeah. So we're going to the sports festival. Now, Deku did even more training with All Might. And during this time, Deku unlocked 2 more powers. Actually 3, but third one's a little dangerous to use. Now, I know what you might be saying. Number 1, how do you unlock these powers? Well, he was just training sometimes. And one day it was super cold, and he was like, oh, it's so cold. And he basically wanted to keep his heat on. And basically, he set himself on fire. I don't know what happened. Y'all might say, how does Deku get fire powers? Well, if you don't know, Butch Hartman said if he was going to bring Danny Phantom back, he would give Danny the Phantom Flame. The Phantom Flame is when Danny turns his entire body onto fire. Now, that is his fire side, okay? Now, his ice side, as everybody knows, he has ice powers too. Danny has ice powers. What happens is, a cold day, it was snowing this day for some reason. I don't know why, but it was snowing. Because it was somebody who had the power of a weapon was sick, so he was like basically cold and yeah. So basically what happened, I mean, no, it was hot this day. He was like having fever, the person who controlled the weather. It was like in America, he was controlling the weather. They couldn't do it because he was like subconsciously doing it. And basically, it was super hot. He's like, huh. And basically what happened was, Deku was eating a popsicle, right? It was like, and he was shivering. I mean, he wasn't shivering, he was just like so hot. And what he did was, he tried to see if he could like, make sure the popsicle stayed like cold inside of him. And somehow, he doesn't get an ice flame or something like that. No, he just like started shooting ice. He shot an ice beam out of his hand, looking from one of his fingers. And it made like a little ice patch on the ground. He's like, did I do that? And then the ice patch slowly starts melting away. He's like, whoa, I have ice powers too. And after that, it's like, whoa. So, after a couple of months of harnessing these powers, he fights All Might. This is before the sports festival, and he starts fighting All Might. All Might, okay, was full, like he doesn't go full, but he goes 50. It's just really hard for Deku to keep up with. Deku's One for All has reached to level 25. 20 for Ghost Deku, 15 for regular Deku. And basically, Deku, like, after being beat by All Might, he just lost it and started screaming, yeah! And the Phantom voice went everywhere, okay? It started breaking trees apart, and All Might's like, what? The droid smash! And he did 50%. And Deku actually, he used 20% of his vocal cords, and he made it even bigger. And slowly started pushing back on the 50% Detroit smash. So All Might did another one, and it basically knocked Deku out. The voice that he used and on One for All knocked him out. So it's like, and he woke up and he's like, what happened? He's like, you used a new power somehow, and you basically screamed, and it was so powerful that I can use 50% twice. He's like, whoa, that's how powerful it is? He's like, yeah. And that was so crazy. So the sports festival. Deku knows he knows he can easily fly across the entire thing and win, but he doesn't want to be that guy who just uses his quirk and cheats. So he humors everybody, and he's only gonna use his feet, and he really does. He runs. He's running. Okay, like okay. So you know how the Flash runs super fast? He looks like a lightning bolt. Okay. Deku is not running at flash speeds, but he's like running under those. Like he's running even faster. Okay, like you know Todoroki freezing the ground and just running. He's running faster than Todoroki, just going ghost speed. And he is. Everybody's like, what the? How is he so fast? And he starts running even faster. Now the jump rope. I mean, sorry, the little long, the cavern. That's what the word was. The cavern. What Deku does is he just walks over it. It's like he's literally saying he's not gonna use his ghost powers to fly over this. He's like it's a challenge for him. So everybody knows. Oh, so he's really gonna stick to this. He's not even gonna use his powers. And so that's what happens. And Deku wants to make everything fair because he knows if he uses his ghost powers for everything here, he will easily win. Now the bomb thing, after passing the thing, he comes with a plan. Instead of flying, he uses the bombs. He's like, they think I will fly. Not this time. And he uses enough bombs, and he basically goes over the thing and lands right into the arena. I was like, whoa, he didn't even use his quirk. And people did, because he did it. He just ran and used his smarts. So nobody knows what his quirk is. And everybody's like, whoa, that's so cool. And it's hilarious because Bakugo's raging over there in the back, like, he didn't even use his dang quirk for the entire thing. Yeah! I'm sure if Bakugo was a Saiyan, he would turn Super Saiyan by now. By now, he would. Okay. But, what's next? Cavalry battle. Everybody's, like, trying to team up with Deku because of one thing. He has the ability to turn intangible. And that will easily let them not be able to be touched. Now, Deku, he still gets the same team because he knows that his intangibility doesn't last that long. And by that, I mean, he can only turn people intangible for a short amount of time. Like him, he can do it for like an hour. Other people, like one person, he can do it for like a good, how would I put it? A good 30 minutes. Two people, oh gosh, 15 minutes. But four people, I mean, no, three people. Three people would be like 10, it would be like 5 minutes. So, and he would need to recharge, and it would take another like 5 minutes. So, yeah. And the cavalry battle, they actually won. And this time, the battles, this is how it goes. Deku tells Todoroki, you need to use your fire sign. If you don't, you will not beat me. This is before. Oh, yeah, I know what you're about to say. What about the hypnotist guy? What about him? Deku easily flew over there and punched him. One punch out of the ring. There we go. That's what Deku did. But Todoroki is telling him, you need to use your fire sign. Without it, you won't be able to beat me. And Todoroki's like, why? Because you only have like ghost power. You only have energy beams. It's like, are you sure about that? And basically, Todoroki shoots an iceberg at him, like when they say start. And Deku does his phantom flame, and he's on fire. And everyone's like, what the? Where did he get fire powers? And Todoroki's like, oh shoot. He was right. Like in his head, he knows. It's like, it's your court, not his. And then Todoroki's like, yeah. And he uses his fire and ice, right? But little did Todoroki know, Deku had ice powers also. So basically, Todoroki shot his fire and ice, and Deku shot two beams, right? His fire was at Todoroki's fire, and Deku's ice was at Todoroki's ice. Now, Todoroki thought it was going to be a clash, but then Deku did a flip, and it flipped both of them. And Todoroki's like, oh no. And basically, Deku's using one for all at 20%, okay? And he starts screaming, even louder, okay? And he says, okay, I'm surpassing my limit. 30%! Scream! And you see the energy beams even harder. And then he's like, I must use every drop of energy. And he uses his green energy and his ghost energy. It goes around everything. It's just like one giant beam. And Submitas made him submit, right? It was tough enough to hold him back. Okay, tough enough, right? And while holding it back, because of the sheer force, somebody got flung out the arena. And so basically, Submitas took 1 second to grab him with his submit powers. And then it was all over. Everything. The entire beams clashed. They went right through the submit. Because 1 second, it let the cement harden a little bit, just microscopic. Boom! Everything got broken. And then they clashed so hard that Deku said, 35%! And it went right through everything. Todoroki went flying. He went flying, I say flying. Okay, everybody thought he believed he could fly, y'all. And he was straight to the street, boom, with a giant crater. And they go like, fell asleep, bam. And they go see Todoroki. Todoroki was the first to be knocked out because he was out of the ring, number 1. Number 2, he was thrown into the street. And look at the size of this crater. And basically the villains are watching this and like, that kid, he's so powerful. And being so powerful, he shouldn't be this powerful, that's cheating. And that's what they were saying in their heads. Now, Deku needs a time to rest. And then, while resting, Bakugo's getting even madder, saying he used all his power, that icy hot son of a... And he's about to blow it. He wants to blow something up. So basically, he does his matches, and then Deku wakes up saying he's ready for his last match. And basically, Deku's like, he can't even stand correctly. So basically, he runs up to Bakugo and punches him in the face. Bakugo's like, boom, boom, and Deku's like, ugh. And he puts his hand on Bakugo's chest, and he just falls into his Bakugo. And he just walks Bakugo out, and he flies out of Bakugo's body. He's like, what the? Yeah! And basically, Bakugo did not want second place. He said, I want to be free. And he wants to break everything, but he wanted to be free. And that's what happened. So, that's what happened. And this is what if Deku was dating Phantom. Number 1, like the video, comment, share, subscribe. Number 2, I was the first to make it, people. Remember that. Remember that. Bye. Love y'all. Bye.